man there is alive, wearing clothes from a wildcat.
We've been sitting with this idea for a while. We call them one-hit wonders, like it's an insult, like they didn't quite make it, like they're a footnote in music history.
For one heart to carry on.
But what if that label is wrong? What if one hit was all they needed? These songs didn't just chart, they detonated. They arrived with no warning, said exactly what needed to be said, then vanished. But the echo? The echo never left. These aren't failures. They're lightning strikes. 10 moments when someone ordinary reached out and touched the whole world, just once. And I've got stories about almost every one of them that will change how you hear them. Let's begin. Number 10, Alley Oop, The Hollywood Argyles, 1960.
He don't eat nothing.
Picture this, a #1 hit, a band name, matching jackets, history. Now erase all of it. Because the Hollywood Argyles were never a band, they were an address.
He's a tough.
Hollywood and Argyle, a street corner in LA. Gary Paxton was trapped in another contract, so he couldn't use his own name.
The cats don't bug him.
He needed a name fast, so he picked the intersection where he was recording. That was it. The band was a few session musicians, paid $25 each, apparently drunk, bashing bottles and waste paper baskets for percussion.
Happening. He's too much.
Sandy Nelson, Teen Beat Sandy Nelson, hitting trash cans. A piano player from the Penguins. A drummer for Lloyd Price. All in one room, on a whim, recording a song Paxton heard a gas station attendant sing.
And he can knuckle your head before you count too far.
Here's the part that breaks my heart open. When it went to #1, Paxton had to scramble to find real people to be the Hollywood Argyles on tour.
Knocking great big monsters dead on their knees.
He had to build the band after the hit. Fiction first, reality later. 15 weeks on Billboard, 1 million copies sold. A hit, born from a street corner. A drunk session, and pure instinct.
Sour. Ride, Daddy, ride.
Sometimes greatness doesn't come from planning. It comes from showing up and saying yes to the chaos. Right place, right moment.
You wine dinosaur.
Number 9, Psychotic Reaction, Count 5, 1966. Listen to it once and you'll get it. This is what it sounds like when teenagers don't know the rules yet, so they break them beautifully. Controlled chaos, pure voltage. And the band making it, 18 years old, from San Jose suburbs. They wore Dracula capes to gigs, because why not? John Sean Byrne moved from Dublin and heard a band practicing across the street. He walked over, sat in. They let him because he was the closest thing those California kids had ever seen to a real Beatle. That decision changed everything. For 6 months, Psychotic Reaction was just an instrumental. No words. Then a classmate whispered in health ed class, Psychotic Reaction. Great song title. That whisper became the soul of the song. Byrne ran to practice that night. 1 sentence in a boring classroom. That's all it took. Rejected by labels. Signed by Double Shot Records. Released the same day, 2 members graduated high school. By September, they were top 5 on Billboard, on American Bandstand, touring with the Beach Boys. At the Santa Monica Auditorium, they played a show with the Doors opening and Them with Van Morrison closing. Byrne called it a Morrison sandwich. They didn't have songs for an album. They wrote them in hotel rooms. Follow-ups flopped. By 1969, they were gone. But Rock and Roll Hall of Fame put Psychotic Reaction on the 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. Television covered it. Tom Petty played it live. A whisper in class became a cornerstone of garage rock. Proof that you don't need a career. Sometimes you just need one true moment.
Oh, little girl, psychotic reaction.
Number 8, Dominique, The Singing Nun, 1963. December 1963. America is broken after JFK's assassination, and for 3 weeks, the #1 song in the country is a nun from Belgium singing in French, with a guitar and a tambourine, Sur Sourire. Sister Smile. She knocked Elvis off the charts. She was the Christmas #1. Jean-Paul Marie Deckers wrote songs quietly for her convent sisters. Her superiors told her to record them. She went to Philips Records with no expectations. Dominique came out. It outsold Elvis. It blocked Louie Louie from #1. 4 weeks at the top. She stood on Ed Sullivan 1 month before the Beatles did. Then the story turns dark. She saw almost no money. Phillips and the convent took it all. She left in 1966, tried to keep singing, recorded songs about contraception, about her pain. Nobody listened. In the 1980s, Belgium said she owed $63,000 in back taxes for royalties she never received. She had no money. She was running a school for autistic children. The money ran out. April 1985. She and her companion Annie Pecher took their lives. Their note, "We hope God will welcome us. He saw us suffer." And the cruelest detail, the day she died, $300,000 in royalties was paid out to her. She never knew. The song that made her famous destroyed her, and it was playing on radios worldwide the whole time. This isn't just a hit, it's a warning. Fame without protection can break you, but her voice still reaches us, pure, brave, and unafraid. Number 7, 96 Tears, Question Mark and the Mysterians, 1966. His legal name is just the symbol. He changed it. He says he's from Mars. He's never been seen without dark sunglasses. He claims voices from the future told him he'd be performing 96 Tears in the year 10,000.
I'll be on time. You be right down there.
And we believe him, because the song feels alien. Written in 1962 in a manager's living room. Recorded in Bay City, Michigan by teenagers. Originally called 69 Tears. That organ riff everyone knows? That was Frank Rodriguez.
You're gonna try.
He was 14 when he played it. 14, on a Hammond A1. No Leslie speaker, just raw instinct. #1 on Billboard October 29, 1966. Rolling Stone Top 10 One-Hit Wonders. 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. Aretha covered it. John Lennon loved it. Pressed on a tiny label called Pa Go-Go. Question Mark was so shocked it worked that he's been talking about it for 60 years.
I'll just try.
Asked what 96 means, he said, "It has a very profound meaning." Then he stopped talking. And I respect that, because you have songs like that too. Songs where one number, one word, one image means something only you understand.
Way down at me.
96 Tears, not 100, 96. That specificity is what makes art real. He knew exactly what he was doing. He just won't tell us.
Since you left me, you're always.
Number 6, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, Tiny Tim, 1968.
Worrying about your grief, things that bother you.
Herbert Carey, Tiny Tim. Most people think he was a joke. He wasn't. He was a scholar of American music who loved it more than anyone. He taught himself ukulele, violin, mandolin as a kid, obsessed with 78s from the 1900s. He wasn't doing irony, he was doing devotion. He showed up on Laugh-In with a shopping bag, pulled out a soprano ukulele, and sang in a falsetto that shattered glass. Half of America laughed. The other half realized,
I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight.
this man knows more about American song than most professors. Tiptoe Through the Tulips hit number 17 in 1968. He made $50,000 a week in Vegas. Then came The Wedding, December 17, 1969. Live on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. He married Miss Vicky. 10,000 tulips imported from Holland decorated the set. 21 million people watched, maybe 40 million. Then the world moved on. For 25 years, he played anywhere that would have him. Never stopped, never complained. November 30th, 1996. Benefit Gala in Minneapolis.
Just take it from me, I'm just as free as any daughter.
He's performing his last song of the night, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and his heart gives out on stage. He collapsed singing the song that made him famous. A friend said it best,
Happy-go-lucky me, I just go my way.
he never stopped wanting to please an audience. He never thought that was a bad thing. One song, one voice, one man who loved music enough to die with it in his hands.
Worrying don't agree, things that bother you.
Number 5, Fire, The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, 1968.
You're gonna burn.
I am the god of hellfire. You know it, that organ, that voice, 4 octaves of pure insanity. But before the record even dropped, Arthur Brown actually set himself on fire. At Windsor Festival 1967, methanol in a colander on his head caught flame. People poured beer on him to put it out.
You're gonna burn.
He walked away with less hair and a signature act. Produced by Kit Lambert of The Who, no bass guitar, just bass pedals and Hammond organ. Pete Townshend helped produce it. It sold 1 million copies. Number 1 in the UK, number 2 in the US, blocked by Hey Jude.
You've been living like a...
The stage show was so wild, so expensive, fire, costumes, theater, that it bankrupted him.
I'll take you to burn.
Second album shelved for 20 years. Follow-ups died. The world moved on. But the impact didn't. Alice Cooper, Kiss, Peter Gabriel, Marilyn Manson, Ozzy.
Take it to burn.
The Prodigy sampled I Am the God of Hellfire in 1992. Shock rock starts here. One song, one moment of madness, and an entire genre was born from it.
I'll feel you burn.
Number 4, Green Tambourine, The Lemon Pipers, 1968. There's a special pain musicians talk about, being trapped in a song you didn't write, don't love, and will be known for forever. The Lemon Pipers lived it. They were blues and hard rock kids from Oxford, Ohio. College students who wanted to be experimental, psychedelic, real. Their label Buddha wanted bubblegum pop. They gave them an ultimatum: record Green Tambourine or get dropped. They called it funny money music. One band member remembered sitting in an 80th floor New York office thinking, I don't want to record these stupid songs. They did anyway. The producer added strings, carnival sounds. When they heard the final mix, they barely recognized themselves. 13 weeks on Billboard. Number 1, February 3rd, 1968. First bubblegum pop chart topper, 1 million copies. But here's what people forget. On March 22nd, 1968, they played Fillmore West with Moby Grape, Spirit, Traffic. Bill Graham expected the crowd to laugh at the pop band. They didn't. When the Pipers played their own songs, 8-minute psychedelic jams, Birds-inspired guitar work, the other bands gave them respect. Moby Grape's bassist gave them a thumbs up from the side of the stage. They wanted to be something deeper. The world only remembered one song. But for 13 weeks, that one song was everything. Number 3, Love Grows, Where My Rosemary Goes, Edison Lighthouse, 1970. Technically 1970, but it was born in the spirit of the 60s. And it's the perfect example of a song that didn't come from a band, it came from a voice. Tony Burrows walked into a studio and sang it in one take. That was Edison Lighthouse. Not a group of guys who grew up together, just a session singer doing his job. The label slapped a band name on it, found 5 guys who looked good on Top of the Pops, and sent them on tour. Burrows wasn't even in the band that made the hit. Here's what moves me. The song itself is pure joy. Love grows where my rosemary goes. Simple, bright, impossible not to smile. It hit number 1 in the UK, number 5 in the US. Millions of people heard it and felt lighter. But the guy singing it, he was singing for another band at the same time. And another. Tony Burrows sang lead on 3 different top 10 hits in 1970. All by 3 different groups that were basically studio projects. 1 voice, 3 hits, 0 recognition. That's the truth behind so many one-hit wonders. Sometimes the magic isn't a band. It's one person in a room, giving everything to 3 minutes, not knowing it'll outlive them. He didn't get famous, but his voice became the soundtrack to thousands of first kisses, first dances, first hopes. That's not failure, that's impact. Number 2, in the year 2525, Zager and Evans, 1969.
Ain't gonna need to tell the truth, tell no lies.
2 guys from Nebraska, no band, no image, just a guitar, a prophecy, and a question that terrified everyone.
Your arms are
Denny Zager and Rick Evans wrote it as a joke, a folk song about the future. In the year 2525, If Man Is Still Alive, they recorded it in a tiny studio in Omaha.
God's a coming, he ought to make it by then. Maybe he
The label didn't even want to release it. Too dark, too weird, too slow. Then it came out, and the world froze. It hit number 1 in the US and UK in 1969, the same year we landed on the moon. While we were reaching for the stars, this song asked, but will we survive ourselves?
you took today in the year.
Vietnam was raging. Protests were everywhere. People were scared of technology, of nuclear war, of losing their humanity. And here came 2 quiet guys from Nebraska singing exactly what everyone felt but couldn't say.
Judgment Day in the year 85.
6 weeks at number 1. 4 million copies sold. It beat the Beatles. It beat the Stones. Then it vanished. They never had another hit. People called them a novelty. But listen now. In 2026, that song still feels prophetic. If man is still alive, we're still asking the same question. They only got 1 shot, but they used it to hold up a mirror to the whole world. 1 song, 1 warning, 1 moment when 2 unknowns made everyone stop and think. That's not a one-hit wonder. That's a mission accomplished.
Ain't gonna need no husband, won't need no wife. You pick your
Number 1, Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum, 1969. This is it, the king, the one that refuses to die. Norman Greenbaum was a Jewish folk singer from Massachusetts. He wasn't religious. He wasn't a gospel artist. But he heard a congregation singing, and something cracked open in him. He wrote, "Spirit in the Sky," in 15 minutes, about going to heaven, about Jesus. A Jewish guy writing the most iconic gospel rock song ever recorded. He didn't even believe the lyrics, but he believed the feeling, the need to believe in something bigger. That guitar riff, that fuzzed out, distorted, heaven on earth riff, was played on a $15 guitar through a cheap amp. He layered his voice like a choir because he couldn't afford backup singers. It hit number 3 in the US, number 1 in the UK. It's been in Forrest Gump, Ocean's 11, Guardians of the Galaxy. Every movie that needs a moment of redemption uses this song. He never had another hit. But here's what he did have: immortality. The song isn't about religion, it's about hope, about wanting to believe that when we go, someone will be waiting. That we matter, that we're loved. Norman Greenbaum, a folk singer who didn't even go to church, gave the world its favorite anthem for the afterlife. That's the power of one hit. You don't need a 20-year career. You don't need 10 albums. You need one truth, said so clearly and so loudly that the world can't forget it. One hit, one spirit, still in the sky.